This is Hippo. This is Hippo School. This is meme about Hippo School that inspired me to do this sculpture. Yes, it's in Polish. Okay, I made skeleton for this Dumbo, but I will leave him without this arm and this leg, and that's because I'm about to make this creature coming out from teleport. So while you will be watching how I'm gradually building his muscles, I will tell you what comes in my mind about this sculpture. I was thinking to do some water beast like hippo mixed with scorpion, but when I made skeleton from wire I was not satisfied actually how this sketch looked, so I decided to go into create that creature has advanced technology and can travel through portals to hunt other creatures, something like predator. Anyway, I decided to go here with very big muscles and light sci-fi armor. While muscles were actually quite easy to obtain, armor is a different story. I'm not the best with creating like perfectly measured parts, like for example armor has to be, you know, perfectly squared part or perfectly round. But if I'm not going to try, then I will never learn this, so I just jump into it and made few mistakes that I tried to correct over and over, and later I was adding some texture on this armor and also decided to give here some plasma gun like Predator has in the movie. After a few fun details on armor, it was time to move on to something that I actually start to like in sculpting.
Hands?
If you watch my other videos, then you know it's something I'm not very good at, that's why I decided to give here only 3 fingers and big as anvil's hands that fits to this character and are actually easy to do. Hands done, now time for head. To be honest, now while editing this movie I just noticed it looks just like crocodile. Well, let's say this hippo had some private meeting with lizard. Anyway, working on head is always a lot of fun because this is the part that gives personality to your sculpture and always fulfills the whole work. And with head finish I moved to feet, and here I had to make them quite big to keep the anatomy of this creature at least a little bit logic. You know, big body need big legs so he can walk. When I'm done with sculpture I used a ruler to make marks where to cut. After baking I primed this boy with spray can and move on with painting. And because I wanted to paint his skin red like on this picture, I decided to paint armor with green because it is complementary color for red. I used here airbrush because it is much easier to work with, and later used brush to do some edge highlighting to make this armor pop out. Then I moved with some metallic parts. At the beginning I used some copper metals, but I didn't like the result, so I just finished later with silver metals. Finally, time to paint the big boy. As I said, I am using here red that I applied with brush, but later I can easily switch to airbrush to create nice blended highlights. When I'm satisfied with painting, I decided to add some shadows with dark bluish grey. And later I am painting some tattoos or something similar to that. Time for something that I love in painting, and that's weathering. I could leave it brand new armor, but to be honest I like to give some weathering effect because it gives instantly much more story to the character. So I applied some chipping with sponge and paint, and later operating a little bit with brush to get more chips with darker color to look like deeper damage. Then I am adding some brownie orange to look like rusty streaks. Final piece is of course oil wash, applied all over the model to give him green darky effect. To get it I'm mixing white spirit with dark oil paint and apply all over the model. Later when it's dry I'm taking it off with paper towel soaked in white spirit. From the skin I'm removing almost everywhere. I'm leaving it in the deepest parts of model to create nice shadows, but on the armor I'm taking it actually from random places because this adds nice dirty look. Later painting a plasma gun and using some dry pigments to give extra effect of dirt. Time to move on to portal, and here I am adding some light already in the beginning, so it will be already in resin, and then just pouring epoxy resin in plastic container. waiting 48 hours so it can get hard. After 2 days it's time to release him from this plastic container and start to create portal for him. For this purpose I'm using some plastic planks and glue them together. Later we can add here some other details to make it look interesting. Now after primering it's time to paint it, and here I am using same paint as for armor of our beast, and later moving on to my tool George W brush to finish other details. After that, of course, some oil wash and later using hot glue to connect everything and also connecting wires to the battery. Now diorama time. Here I am using some round pieces of wood, put there a lot of glue and drop randomly static grass in different colors. Adding some other detail like cracking paint or UV resin. After that we can call him done. So that's all, thank you for watching, and if you liked the video then I'm very glad you're satisfied. Bye bye!